Hey guys, we are back for Tuesday, May 5th. That being said, I did miss yesterday, my apologies. I don't really know what happened. I mismanaged my time, but we're back on track today. Start with those 10 belly breaths. I know that it's very redundant at the beginning of every one of these videos, but it's super important that you allow yourself that permission for 30 to 45 minutes to set aside just for you. Once we've done that, if we've got a jump rope, go ahead and grab it. We're just gonna do 30 single unders. If you're like me right now and I just forgot to grab one for this demo video, you just do 30 hops in place. I know that I'm gonna use my band for our pull apart, so I'm just gonna use that for my rollout as well, just like we would if we were using a PVC pipe. Will come through, touch the lower back, making that full kind of rotation to the back and the front. From there, we're gonna go 30 band pull aparts. When we think about just a standard band that we use for pull-ups or dips, we use them a ton for finishers and warm-ups here. We're gonna lock our elbows out, and from here, pull by thinking about taking your shoulder blades and squeezing them together. So it is an upper back warm-up. We're gonna do that for 30. That is gonna be our kind of cycle of movement for 3 rounds in our warm-up. From there, check below. I'm gonna link to a completely separate video for those of you that want a kettlebell snatch tutorial. I don't want everybody to be forced to watch a big, long kettlebell snatch. I know it's a little more technical than some of the lifts that we have been doing since we do it a little less frequently. So that's just gonna be a whole separate video. So hop on over there, and then I'll assume that you'll come back. Our workout of the day today, because we have our kettlebell in there, right? That's why we're linking to our kettlebell video, is a kettlebell snatch video. One of the things we want to make sure that we pay attention to, or that, I guess, let's pay attention to, is if we've got a watch on, go ahead and take that off. We certainly don't want to break the screen on that because that is a very costly error and very unnecessary. So, remove the watch if we've got one on. When we think kettlebell snatch, we're gonna do 10 on our right and then 10 on our left. So I'll turn to this kind of 45-degree angle. So each rep will end when we're fully locked out overhead. We're gonna assume that we're doing a half snatch. So technically in kettlebell sport, we're gonna bring it down to the shoulder and through. And so we'll do all 10 on the right and then all 10 on the left. From there, we're gonna have kettlebell locked out overhead for our lunges, going for 25 feet. Now, anytime we do a lunge, the mechanics of the lunge stay the same, regardless of whether we're holding weight or how we're holding it. But in this case, we're gonna have that wrist, elbow, shoulder stack, taking a step forward, trailing knees gonna touch the ground. We're gonna drive to the heel to stand up. One of the things that we'll see often go wrong when we do lunges, and I'm just gonna unload because it's just talking about lunges in general, especially when we're doing a walking lunge, we have a tendency to step out, and then as we're standing up, shift into the ball of the foot to stand up and finish that. Instead, we wanna make sure that we really plant the heel and drive up through the heel. 10-minute amrap. So 10 on my right, 10 on my left, 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 25 feet. If, we don't feel comfortable doing the kettlebell snatch, or we don't have a kettlebell, go ahead and pull out a dumbbell for that single arm snatch. Our feet are gonna be on either side of the dumbbell. I like to try to have that weight as close to underneath me as possible, or even farther behind, lining that handle of the dumbbell up with my heel. From here, I would treat it just like I would if I was using a barbell. So we're gonna head down, knees are gonna travel forward so my chest can stay nice and tall, hips gonna come nice and low. Just like if I were snatching a barbell off the floor, I'm gonna drive up through the hip until I get fully extended from there. Elbow's gonna come high and outside and punch through. This should be a big leg-driven movement, so we wanna try to avoid coming from the floor and just wrenching through the arm, but instead, drive through our feet. You can see from the side here how active I am in getting through. that ball of the foot, kind of over exaggerating it here so you can see that. We want to make sure that we respect the end of each rep as well. So as we come down, it can be very easy to leave this rounded back high hip versus resetting each time. Just like in the WOD, 10 on your right, 10 on your left. You're then going to hold dumbbell anyway. Right? One of the most popular ways that we see it done is just resting it on the shoulder. From there, we're just going to do 20 total lunge steps. If you don't like being unevenly loaded, you can certainly hold it in that front rack position as well, but for 20 total steps. Once we have made it through that 10-minute AMRAP, we're going to pull out hopefully 2 mobility tools if we've got them. Lacrosse ball is where we're going to start, and we're going to put that right into our scap. When we think about that shoulder blade, we're going to run this up and down that ledge of the shoulder blade. Easiest way to do that, let's see if I can get that out of the way. We're going to come in. We're physically going to place that lacrosse ball under our shoulder. Relax your head down so we're not looking to strain the neck while we're doing this. We're going to relax and then physically come in and really try and put some time into that shoulder. This may be enough. If I want to really open up that shoulder blade, I can bring my arm across my chest and really dig in. And if I really want to take myself to a pain cave, I can start coming across and through. I'll let you determine how much pain you want to go into, but we're going to do a minute on each side. And then hopefully we've got a foam roller laying around. We're going to come into that thoracic spine extension, extending the arms up and over and relaxing. I like to come up and through. And maybe change the angle of my chest a little and just get some movement. Big breaths. Good time to work your belly breath as well, doing thoracic spine extensions. Once we've completed that mobility piece, you're off my hook for the day. See you guys tomorrow.